to be a friend to this guy. I was an angry person at that time in my life, going through a lot, didn't know what was happening. I think I even got to jail at one time during that period. I remember specifically coming back to work on a Monday or something, and Fred comes up to me and says, "How you doing, Greg?" "I'm not doing good at all. Just got out of jail." Had a fight with my girlfriend, and she should have been the one to go, and I'm the one who went. You know, I got a door broken on me, smashed the door on me, and so I go to the jail for it, and I was just complaining. But nevertheless, here was this guy who continued to reach out to me and share the love of God with me. We became really good friends. Many of you have already heard many stories about Fred in this church. Remember the story I told you about? We were going to a church function, and I went and stopped and got gas in my car. Remember, I left my wallet up on top of the roof of my car, and I told you I drove off, and I had my rent money in there. And so I go to this baseball game that the church was having over by Mike Edison's house and Lorraine Edison's house. And I was so stressed out. And I go up to my best friend and said, "Fred, I don't know what I'm going to do. I just lost my rent money and my money is due." And graciously enough, because Freddie is much better with money than I am, especially at that point in my life, here's a young person who had his finances in order, and he was able to say, "I got something in savings. Let me help you out."
Yeah.
And Freddie paid my rent for me. Freddie is a true friend. We served the Lord together. We grew up together in the church as bachelors. We were roommates for quite a while. And we just had a very special friendship. I remember we both had Volkswagens, and we wanted to be part of the Bad Boys Club. We got these Bad Boy stickers on our back. So when I look back at that, I was thinking about that friendship. What a joke. We were the furthest thing from being bad boys.
Yeah, that's right.
We're just guys who love the Lord, amen.
That's
and,
embarrassing.
we just had some really, really good memories. I remember after being saved for quite a few, maybe 2 years, a lot of us guys we really believed in fellowship. We always went out to dinner after church services, always went out to lunch, and really believed in fellowship. And us men, we began to share dreams with each other. And it was at that moment I felt that God had a calling on my life. I didn't know what it was all about, but us men, remember we used to share our dreams, and Mike Edison, and Joseph Coble, and Dennis Logston, and us guys, and we would share the dream that someday, man, we're going to have a pulpit, and we're going to have a church, and we're going to preach, and someday I want to come to your church and preach, and you're going to come to my church and preach. And this was actually a dream of mine. I got saved 24 years ago. God gave me that dream after I was saved for only 2 years. Church, I want you to realize what about to take place. It is actually a 22-year-old dream for me coming true right now. I get to share the pulpit with the guy who led me to the Lord Jesus Christ back in 1989. And so, I'm just a mess up here. I had notes up here. I lost them all. That's okay. Me and Freddie became really good friends. We began to share these dreams. After being saved for a few years, God put a beautiful young lady into the life of Fred, Meredith. And so they got married, and I was the best man at your wedding. Meredith has that picture on her Facebook. Oh my God. My hair was beautiful. There wasn't a stick of gray hair on me. I was as skinny as a beetle. It was so awesome. I was the best man at Freddie's wedding. And then 2 short years later after that, God would put Candace into my life, the love of my life. And Freddie was my best man. So, Freddie, you guys have been married for 20 years, correct? 20 years?
Yes.
20 years now. And they are the parents of 3 beautiful children. Anissa, who is going to actually do a special song for us at the closing of the service today. And Freddie Jr., which is probably attending to Aiden. Freddie's hanging out with his buddy Chuck in the sound booth. And so Freddie Jr. back there in the sound booth. And we have little Aiden. He's a new arrival. How old is Aiden now?
2.
2.5.
2? Boy, time flies. And Aiden is enjoying our nursery right now. It's it's an honor to have you guys come this morning. So at this time, I would like to turn the pulpit over to my best friend, a 22-year-old dream come true at this moment. Let's give a warm welcome to Fran.